afternoon, my dungeon boss brethren. Today we are here to talk about our hero XP and how to grind the heck out of this stuff. So, if you're like me, you've gotten to the point where, hey, maybe I'm level 80, or maybe you're not level 80. It doesn't really matter what level you are. But maybe you got to the point where it's just like, man, PvP really sucks. I wish I had more people at my level. And it's like, man, I wish I could level up Squinch. And then you come out here and guess what? Oh, look at that. We are sitting with a single 20 XP potion. Fabulous, right? No XP. What do we do to actually fix this? We start farming dungeons. We run 17-1 till we're blue in the face, getting that 110 XP per run. And doing the math on that, we need, some, whatever it is. How many thousands of XP do we need? We need 20,000 XP. So 20,000 divided by 100, you can do the math. It's not fun, right? It's not fun. You want to make this as productive as you can. And so we talked a little bit about optimizing the grind before. Optimizing the grind was more so that you weren't wasting your runs on needless junk. Make sure that you're always got stories running and you're not outpacing your player count with outpacing your heroes, and so you get that massive disparity. Well, with me being at level 80, my player XP does not matter anymore. So now I can run all the small dungeons I want. Said as far as I'm concerned, I'll run the fastest dungeons possible to farm as much XP. There probably is an optimal spot to run it. I've not done all of the numbers on it just yet. I'm not terribly concerned with it though. Um, as you may have guessed at this point here, the whole um, method of earning lots of XP, it's been no secret for a while, and that's ultimately when you get into your dungeons. I'm going to run 12-2. It's a mixture between very fast and modest XP. But ultimately, the way that you grind out large amounts of XP, if you're wondering how you get your players up to snuff, is ultimately coming down to friend heroes. And this has been echoed a lot of times in chat. You see this all the times. How do I get XP fast? And they say use your friend heroes. And so you should be going through and clearing out this list every single day. There's no reason for you to not run these. You just every single day use up all your heroes. Um, and that gives you, at least at my spot, a 400 XP potion every single time. So I would come in here and run this with somebody that's available. Pick Strom, for example. And then, whatever. The only downside to this is it does require a bit of active play. You do have to get in there. You have to actually click on the thing. You have to select the hero, and you have to go back into the auto runs. It does take a little bit of time, so you have to actively be playing. So if you're trying to multitask, watching a movie or something while doing this, you do have to um, every 30 to 40 seconds you are going to have to redo this. Um, that's why this is reserved mostly for the most serious of grinders. Um, but in addition to this, I'll show you the next time around here when I get in there. Um, what ultimately will make this compound is going after um, repeated runs. So eventually you're going to get to a point where you go in here and you'll get into a groove here as you get into using your friend heroes. I run in there as soon as I get in there. I untap the auto run and I start scrolling. But eventually you're going to get to the point where everybody's on cooldown. That's when this reset 10. You want to use this reset 10. See, it's right here. Um, the cost of this is not like hero tokens. This thing does not escalate into 10 to 20 to 30, 40, 50 into 100. It's 10 every single time. And the way that this game throws gems at you, um, you need to be aware that this is a massive benefit to you, and it is a seriously worth your investment. So what you should be doing every single run, at least if you're trying to farm XP, every single run without question, pick a hero and reset them. The way that you're truly going to maximize this here, and I want everyone to take this part a little bit seriously. I want you to take this to your guilds and say, can we pair up? can we pair up and do a buddy system for people that are active? Because every time that I run this, so I'm going to reset and I'll use excruciate for example. Um, every time I do that, I get the 400 XP. Excruciate's going to get the 400 XP. Now think about that if I just do this over and over and over and over and over and over, which I did the last 2 days. So over the last probably 3 days, I probably sent to excruciate probably 200 XP potions. Now that kind of guild camaraderie is what this game's all about. So if you take that to your guild and say, can we do some sort of a buddy system where after your entire friend list is used up, pick a person that you pair up with. That way, I'm going to send hundreds of XP potions to Excruciate. Excruciate's not my guild, no big deal. But let's say they use my hero all the time too, and I'm getting 30, 40, 50 of those kicked back. Now all of a sudden I'm earning lots and lots of XP. It's nice to get your mail once a day and see that 8 people used your hero. Um, but I tell you, opening up that mail and seeing that 3 people use your hero and there's 50 potions in there, now that is something to behold. So ultimately, what we're going to do is we're going to look at how much you can expect to earn, at least by yourself, without a buddy system. Buddy system is ultimately going to be a way to make this, um, you know, come to fruition as best as possible. Um, I'm going to spend out all of my XP potions here so we can get an actual count on them. You see I have 0. I'm going to do this for 1 hour. Don't worry, you won't have to watch the entire thing. I'm going to do this for 1 hour, just running 12-2. I'm going to keep on resetting Excruciate. And after the hour, we'll come back and we'll see how much XP I earned. And then we'll ultimately look at that in terms of if they did the same thing for me, what's the total amount of XP that I could earn roughly per hour. And the results might surprise you in terms of how, I guess, easy it is to get someone up to level 80 or up to that level. Tedious for sure, but certainly easy. So with that said, I am going to jump in here and start doing some farming. Um, Basically, like I said, you'll get into a rhythm once you start doing this, and you just pop in there, unhit your auto, swipe really fast to do your scroll, reset, use, and then re-auto. Obviously, it's the fastest if you're resetting the very first person on your list because you don't have to scroll. Personally, and no offense to anybody out there, but I am not wasting my XP potions on someone that I know is not playing. So unless I know that the person at the top of my list is playing a lot, I'm not going to waste my efforts on them. So I happen to have been in a friendly rivalry with Excruciate for a couple of months since starting in terms of trying to see who can complete more dungeons and get to the top 100 faster. And maybe that's just me, but we have been keeping track, and so I know that Excruciate is playing, so that's what I'm doing. But with that said, kick back for a little bit. We'll do a quick little speed up cut here, and then we'll come back once the results are in. So we'll leave it to it. Alrighty, here we are. We're finishing up my last run of the hour. It has been a long and grueling hour, so anybody that says it's easy to make YouTube videos, you know, try hyper focusing on one single thing for an hour straight and trying to not screw up. It can be a little bit daunting at times. So, um, we're going to take a look in just a second in terms of how I did. I did want to point out In addition to everything that I get from the potions, when you choose how you're going to run your dungeons, which dungeons you want to run, I chose this one versus some of the ones that I normally spam, like 17-1, because it was going to be faster and balancing out the XP that you get. 17-1 gives 111, this one gives 47. But being that every single hit on an enemy here is basically a one-shot kill, this dungeon has been going quite a bit faster, so it balances out pretty good in terms of maybe not 2-1, but such a ratio that's efficient enough where I feel like the extra runs that I'm getting for the XP potions outweighs that what you'd get of the um, actual dungeon XP in the first place. So the benefit of running a higher end dungeon is that you're spreading that across everybody versus one. The vast majority of the XP that you're getting for any of this type of farming though is going to be targeted towards one person. So in the grand scheme of things, is the 73 extra XP per run going to be that big of a difference compared to the 400 that I'm getting each one? We'd have to do a nice little graph and plot it on there to see what it actually amounts to. In this case here, I'll tally the numbers up in just a second. But let's back out to our hero menu here, and we'll take a look at how we did, what it costs, and what that ultimately means to you. So first things first, let's pop into just Echo, for example. We got through, oh, how about that? An exact 60. So I average out to exactly one dungeon per minute. With the extra time it took to actually get in there and click on the hero, that's quite something. A couple little bonus potions there in the 20s. That's just from dungeon rewards. So 60 times 400. So 6 times 4, 1600. So 16,000 XP. No, 24,000 XP. Um, that ain't bad for 1 hour. 24,000 XP. That is going to be a good chunk of a level for one of my heroes. I'm going to throw that on Zen. So 24,000 plus the extra 220. Still basically 24,000 plus 60 times 47. 47 times 60 is another 2,000. So we're looking at about 26,000, about 27,000 total experience. So, all things considered, not bad for an hour's work compared to just running dungeons. Um, the extra bonus to this, though, is take a look at my gem count. So, my gem count is 108,014. I started with 108,634. So, this was a grand total of a net cost of 620 gems to refresh. So doesn't seem to, well, yeah, it doesn't seem to add up, does it? But all things considered, though, it is very, very cheap. So I mean, you require almost no gems to do this here, and part of that is because of the treasure goblins. You're going to get some extra ones in there along the way. I don't know why it's coming out to 62 and not 60, but it is a net loss of 620 gems. Um, but that's farming in a nutshell. Like I said, there's so many gems at stake every single day in terms of your daily quests and the tower and stuff like that. Committing an hour or two to this sort of grinding at the expense of probably less than 1,000 gems for you per day. I think that's money well spent. I've been buying tokens in the shop every day for a while now, and my gem count is not going down. So the only way that I would spend gems really is on legendary tokens in events. That's what really drops it down. But otherwise, um, gem count is pretty easy to maintain here. So I recommend this type of farming if you're serious about getting all your guys leveled up. Specifically, if you're struggling in a particular PvP league and you need to get somebody brought up to speed. Um, Going this route. And like I said, if we were to pair up in a buddy system, as far as somebody in your guild, for example, the easiest way to do it is if you actually have a real world friend where you can coordinate. But I know this game is not for everybody. Some people don't want to suggest this to your friends if they're not into grindy type games. But if you did pair off with a guildmate, for example, you're looking at upwards of 50,000 XP points, um, you know, for a solid hour's work on both of you. So something to consider. But that's all we got for this week. If you are interested in getting a nice little gift from me as far as XP spamming, leave your in-game name in comment and I will queue you up. Next time I do a friend purge, I'll get you added and I'll drop an hour or two worth of spams on you, and you can enjoy your 100 plus XP potions that I give you. Um, Anyways, that's all that I got for today. Thanks for watching and take care, everybody. Thank you for watching, and remember, I make YouTube videos for the American working man, because that's what I am, and that's who I care about.